Pre-ride, went and stopped at one of the main bike shops on the island, and was fortunate enough that the owner, Grant, helped us out in kind. He loaned us some equipment, some stuff that we didn't have, air pump, which we used over and over and over, ice chests and so forth, and what did a really nice tour of his bike shop, which, man, what a place. We're here at the Bike Works with Grant.
Yep.
And we're just here to, get a little bit of service before our ride and get to know you a little bit in your bike shop here.
Yep.
If you could give us a little tour and a little information like how you got started. And
Sure. Yeah, about 35 years ago, I was visiting the Big Island, doing a bike trip around the island, and kind of fell in love. I was also into triathlon. So I went back home, sold all my stuff, brought over a fleet of bikes, and started from there. The plan was to rent the bikes out in the morning, go surfing, riding, whatever all day, come back, collect the bikes, and it'd be a great life. But 3 jobs later, and
right.
it was a lot of work, but Bike Works slowly expanded, and we are what we are today.
Yeah. Wow. This is a really nice facility too. You have a little bit of everything. Looks like sports gear.
Yeah, we have, we call ourselves a family shop. We do everything from little kids' bikes with training wheels to $15,000 triathlon bikes, and everything in between. I really have passion for triathlon, but also mountain biking. So we do a lot of mountain bike stuff too, and yeah, it's been
Nice.
we have a running shoe department over there, so we have a large part of our business is running and swimming. You don't have to be a triathlete, but you can still come in and get running shoes or swimming gear over here. So, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. One-stop shop.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything here for everybody. What's it like to bike here on a regular basis on the Big Island? I mean, there's so many different climates here and terrain.
Yeah, they say there's 13 major climates in the world, and the Big Island has 11 of them. So you get a little bit of everything here. I guarantee on your ride, you'll say, wow, this is just like at home for a small portion of it. So unless you live on Mars or something. But so yeah, riding here is pretty much 360 days or 365 a year. Well, there's 5 days of rain. So, but yeah, it's definitely a big difference between winter riding and summer riding though. So summer's just starting to crank up right now. So you have to drink a lot more water, and you'll deplete yourself way easier in these hot months.
Your season's just starting to ramp up here. I know that there's an Ironman coming up next weekend, I believe.
Yeah, we have 3 big triathlons. Actually, one of our biggest ones is Olympic distance, biggest being volume of people. The Lava Man Triathlon is at the end of May, beginning of April usually.
Okay.
And that's our beginner race, and tons of people come and do that. A lot of Alaskans come over because they're sick of winter. So and they do really well because they train on their bikes and on their trainers, and get really good workouts in. And then we have the Half Ironman in June, which is what we're ramping up for right now. And then obviously in October is the World Championships.
Right. Legendary, yeah.
Yeah.
Since I've been riding on the islands here recently, I have a whole new respect for island miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to the Big Island, or I'm going to Hawaii, I'm going to be riding along the beach, all along the coast. In reality, they're facing really strong winds and hills, lots and lots of hills. We're on a volcano, so wherever you go, you got to go up a hill. Right. And some of the steepest hills you'll experience. Actually, the Mauna Kea ride is rated as the single hardest hill climb in the world. If you start at the ocean go to the top, it's #1 in the world.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, that looks very daunting of a ride,
Yeah.
just driving
Yeah.
from Kona to Hilo.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. Well, I love your shop here, and I know everybody is definitely appreciative of getting a little bit of work done before tomorrow's ride.
Yeah.
And we'll look around and see what all we need. Any for riding, here, is there any advice, any safety?
Yeah. My biggest advice is try to make contact with car drivers. Do that over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
My biggest thing, safety thing about riding on the Big Island is actually trying to make a connection with the drivers, and that you can do that several different ways. If you have a driver in front of you, like at an intersection or something, I find it's very helpful to wave and make that eye contact. And it's a friendly gesture, but the human brain is designed to, since you're a little baby, waving, so it picks up waves better than just a cyclist with his hands on his brakes. So the wave is more important, in my opinion. And then you can also make connection with the driver. Say a driver's coming up behind you, and you just hold your line on the road. You're not really making a positive connection with that driver who's coming up behind you. But if you move over even just a couple of feet, that tells the driver, oh, that cyclist heard me. He's moving over a little bit. Wish he'd move over more, but that's as far as he must be able to go. Everything's good.
And he realizes you understand that he's there.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So making a connection with the driver is, I think, a really good idea, and safer than just holding your line. And yeah.
Wow, that's excellent. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe a little shock would be.
Yeah, a little shock is
A
good.
little shock
Yeah,
is good.
yeah.
With a little aloha behind that is awesome.
Yeah. I do think the riding on the Big Island's probably a little above average nationwide, is what our customers tell us. So most people are pretty good about giving the cyclists room, but every community's got their little problem childs, though. So
Right.
But
Well, thank you for the safety tips and letting us check out your nice shop here. We really appreciate it. And so good to meet you.
yeah, nice to
Thanks,
meet
Grant.
you too. Thank you.
Thanks. I recommend if you do come over here for a bike ride, I'd stop into Grant's shop there, the Bike Works, and ask him what the conditions are at the time. There's a lot of different climates here, and boy, he was really helpful with the information and helping prepare us for this ride.